So it is Dear Cole, and it's a time when we all look forward to hearing, what is Cole thinking? What would Cole do? And so here we are, Tuesday, Dear Cole, and this is our question. This is anonymous, and I kind of can understand why this might be anonymous, but are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess so.
Cole, you're kind of moving in your seat. You look a little bit more, I don't know, what's the word? A little more uncertain than you do most days. A little anxious, yeah. Because Pete Thompson, of course, that he always, but there's a difference between being anxious and being, what was the other word? He was excited. Because anxious is you're like, fearing kind of, it's not a good thing. Like, oh, I'm so anxious to see the Rascal Flatts. It's not really correct. Pete is really big on that, pointing out the correct definitions of the word. So anxious totally fits in this particular story. So, all right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Dear Cole, I'm a huge football fan. God bless you, Jordan. That was not in the email, but just God bless you because she just sneezed. Okay, let's start again. Dear Cole from Anonymous, I am a huge football fan with the season here. Well, almost. How can I get my wife to let me watch all of the games? I want to invite my friends over to the house to watch them because I guess he likes watching them all. But she feels like she has to entertain when we really don't need her to do anything. Anonymous. That makes sense? You want me to read it again?
So, yeah, read that again. I kind of understand it, but...
What part do you don't think?
Just reread the whole thing towards the end, basically, with the entertaining.
Okay. I mean, I think I know where he's coming from, but okay.
Well, is this like the question with, I want to watch, how do I get my boyfriend to watch rom-coms?
Well, no, I think this is different because there's a factor where I think she feels obligated. Okay, let's read this again. I'm a huge football fan. And with the season here, how can I get my wife to let me watch all of the games? I want to invite my friends over to our house to watch them, but she feels like she has to entertain them. But we really don't need her to do anything. So she feels, and I would understand this, he's just like, I just want to have my buddies come over and watch the game. And she's feeling like, oh, well then, because I would do this. I love to entertain, but, the house has to look a certain way. You got to have food. You have to have drinks. Like, you need to entertain them. You need to provide them with foods and snacks. And he's probably like, no, we'll just bring chips, whatever. Like, you don't have to do anything. He just wants his friends to be there. That's how I'm taking it. But to have his friends be there, she's thinking, well, no, because it's a lot of work for me, because she feels like she wants to entertain them and have food, and maybe she feels like, I don't know. I kind of understand what the wife would be feeling. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, but I think it's a non-issue.
Well, not for the wife, because if the wife says, no, I don't want to have your friends over because then I have to cook and I have to do all this and I have to...
If that's the case, then have all your buddies, one brings chips, you kind of organize your self-party.
So just to let her know,
one gets chips,
it's
everybody
potluck.
Bring like $5-10, we'll order wings and pizza.
Gotcha.
Somebody bring the beer, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
If she is okay with doing it a couple weeks here and there,
right?
Hey, take advantage of it. But if there's some weeks that she's like, you guys clean the room, whatever room, yeah. The man cave, whatever, you clean it and then just organize amongst your buddies, like who brings what, bring $5-10 for wings and pizza.
That's good.
Somebody
Cole.
brings the beer, whatever. You can just kind of work amongst your buddies.
Yeah, no, that's good, because I think she feels, I would think, not knowing her, that she feels obligated probably that if
and it's a bunch of guys too, so on the wife's point, you don't need to have the house all pretty and clean.
See, from a wife's standpoint, you're thinking like, I don't want anybody to be at the house and be like a pig pen. But as you said, it
doesn't need to be like 100% spotless,
because it's going to get dirty anyway,
yeah.
Right? So that's good advice. So basically, you're saying, just let your wife know that you don't have to take care of anything. Because if she feels like, if you have your friends over,
but if she offers, you can have your buddies over this weekend to watch the game. Oh, yeah, sure. What time can they come over? What are you
Right.
getting for everybody?
Yeah, but that might be a clincher where she might not want to have him have his friends over if she feels like she has to provide and entertain or do anything. So I could see where, so it might be a happy medium
have the
there.
buddies chip in instead of having to worry about your wife getting everything.
So she knows that she's off the hook.
Yeah, even though she'll probably end up cleaning the place because...
Then Cole, then she's not going to want to do it.
Like you said, you don't know her.
I don't.
But I know plenty of people that are OD with making sure everything's clean before guests come over.
Yeah.
So it might just be, that's fine. Have them bring food over, but I still got to vacuum, mop, and sweep up the room that they're going to be sitting in.
I think you mean OCD, unless you meant Ocean Drive.
Yeah, I think I meant OCD. I don't know.
Jordan's like looking. She's like, what?
It made sense at the time.
It did. No, I know what you meant. And Jordan did too. At first she didn't, but then she thought, I think I know what Cole means. Now that was good. And I can understand that. That probably happens a lot, I would think, because, I would feel, because I always feel obligated when people come over, I want to make sure that they have food and to have something to drink. So I would feel a responsibility that anytime somebody comes over that I want to cook or, I need to make sure that everything's okay.
Now,
but if he says...
Let's throw the question at you.
At me? Is this dear Michelle?
Say your husband was saying, wants to watch the football games every Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And he said, my buddies are bringing pizza, bringing money, we're all going to order...
Uh-huh.
food and stuff like that, would you still end up cleaning the house?
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Yeah.
That my whole point was proven right there.
Absolutely. Well, because I don't want anybody to be in the house when it looks like a pigsty. Yeah. But
once again, point proven on that.
Yeah, you're right. But I would feel a little bit off the hook that, okay, we were going to provide the food, but I still would say, but I'll make dessert. Because that's something I would do. Yep, there you have it. All right, so Anonymous, I hope you got some great advice from Cole. Dear Cole, at middayswithmichelle.com. If you did not get your question in this week, you can next week. Because every Tuesday, we like to hear from our dear Cole. When a lot of people say, what would Cole do? What would Cole think about in this situation? You can find out next week, Dear Cole, at middayswithmichelle.com.